Hi, I am Justin Galvin, retired athlete from your local ball team, so I know a thing or two about insuring a landscaping business. I trust the pros, commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive. Get customized insurance solutions that'll hit a grand slam home run for you. Are we done?
A totally mailed-in celebrity endorsement. Awful. Whereas commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive is anything but. Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com to quote today. Insurance provided and serviced by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Its affiliated and third-party insurers.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies, and rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, for a man age 45 non-tobacco user, it's $1 million of coverage at $75 per month, level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-866-929-1950. That's 1-866-929-1950. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Term Busters at 1-866-929-1950. That's 1-866-929-1950. Remember, 1-866-929-1950. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes for preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Hey guys, this is Davis Allen.
And I'm Jordan Glass, and we're the hosts of Saturday Sports Call right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
Join us this Saturday, Armed Forces Day, as we take our show on the road to Car City at Bob Tyler Toyota starting at 11.
And sure, we'll be talking sports, but we'll also be taking time for you to stop by and let us know who you would like to salute that served or is serving in the Armed Forces. Plus, don't forget to ask for your free American flag.
So join us this Saturday from 11 to 1 for Sports Call with Jordan and Davis at Bob Tyler Toyota.
ESPN Pensacola has you covered from the national and local levels. From Golick and Wingo to the Sports Drive, the Paul Feinbaum Show to talk football with Coach K, we have it all. It's the latest and best in sports talk radio, making us Pensacola's hometown sports network. ESPN Pensacola 94.5, also on HD Radio at HD2 98.7 WICT, and streaming online at our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
ESPN Radio is taking over ESPN News. You can now watch your favorite radio shows all in one place. From Golick and Wingo.
Oh, yeah.
To the Dan Levitard Show with Stugotz.
All right, I'm available every day, thanks.
To the Stephen A. Smith Show.
I just don't understand this guy.
To the Will Kane Show.
It's my job to tell the truth.
From morning to night, the best of ESPN Radio is now available on ESPN News.
This is Pensacola's hometown all-sports station and home of the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 94.5. Catch all the Wahoos games home and away all season, plus all the latest Wahoos news from Chad Brilliante on the Sports Drive, 5 till game time weeknights. And hey, if your business would like to partner with us as an advertiser or with a local sports promotion, then give us a call at 850-262-6000 or shoot us an email from the advertise page on ESPNpensacola.com.
ESPN Pensacola 94.5. I'm Jordan Glass with your Pensacola Sports Update. For UWF, both Argos baseball and softball come out victorious in NCAA tournament play on Thursday. Baseball beating Nova Southeastern by a final score of 5-4 in the regionals, while softball beats Florida Tech in Game 1 of the Super Regionals by a final of 6-3. Coming up next later on today, softball will be taking on Florida Tech in Game 2 of the best-of-3 series, so they'll play 2 if necessary. But if UWF beats Florida Tech in the first game, they will advance on to the next round of the NCAA tournament. For baseball, they'll be taking on number 3 Tampa in Tampa. That, of course, is coming up this afternoon. For your Pensacola Blue Wahoos, they are finally back home at the friendly confines of Blue Wahoo Stadium following a 10-game road trip that the Blue Wahoos went 6-4 on. They come home, unfortunately, cannot get it done against the Bay Bears, though. Mobile wins this one by a final score of 5-4. I'm Jordan Glass with your Pensacola Sports Update on ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Dropping Gannon, looking Gannon, those up the middle. At the 30, Derek Brooks 30, Brooks to the 29, 20, Derek Brooks all the way. Touchdown Tampa Bay, Derek Brooks, the dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket, and this time his name is Bubba.
Pitch on the way. Russell drives one in the air. Deep left center. That's back near the wall. It's got a chance. Grand slam. Grand slam, Addison Russell.
The new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
And Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that? Bama scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trick Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And these them Louisiana, Pensacola guys, they looking crazy and all that.
Morris, blocked by the tight end Paul. That opens up the door. Breaking the Kindrich tackle. To the pylon. Touchdown.
Really nice effort there by Alfred Morris, extending that ball over the goal line.
Near side ball is not big game. Doug Baldwin's got a first down. And Doug Baldwin, 93 yards, now has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
Reggie Emmons, and he's going to get an ovation. Guy from Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. I am Chad Brilliante. Glad to be with you here as we broadcast on this Friday. We made it to Friday. As George Jones would sing once, it's finally Friday, and it feels like a Friday today. Not in the best of ways. Usually Friday means getting ready. Tequila makes me crazy and, little no, not for me. I'm just saying for most people in general. Please, for me, it's more at 9:30, wake up at 6:30 with Paw Patrol, do some yard work, the huge. But, tonight should be a good night. I hope you have a good night. I hope you've had a good day. And the Blue Wahoos will be in action tonight, 6:35. We'll send it to Chris Garagiola right there. And looking forward to that game against the Mobile Bay Bears. Jordan Glass joining us as always. He is somebody that you can hear each and every day and then bother the crap out of him, as everybody has for Luke Combs tickets. And,
I'm actually having fun with it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I had somebody call last night, and I had them convinced they were calling number 8. They were calling
that's wrong.
It's wrong.
So they didn't get tickets for that?
No, they still got tickets.
Okay.
It's wrong at the beginning. You kind of feel bad at the beginning because you're telling them, oh, no, you're calling number 8. I'm sorry. You're so close, but you just missed out. And then you stop and you go, oh, wait, hang on, I miscounted. You're actually calling number 9. Then the joy sets in on them because they realize they just won. So it kind of pays off in the end.
Okay. All right.
You're just trying to have fun with it.
See, that's the thing is, like, jokes are okay. It's like when last year in the NFL draft, they did a Facebook's they try to do a whole thing on the LeVar balls. I love that those are some balls that if they get kicked to the curb, I don't mind. Give them a nice little, I don't need to see between LeVar and his son LeAngelo and the things that were going on. Lemon Jello, for all the things going on, look, those are a pair of balls that we never have to talk about again. And looking right now at those guys, they tried to do like a Facebook Live show. Remember that?
Yeah.
And hopefully nobody watched or paid $300 for their referee looking like shoes that weren't even cool. At least if you're going to charge that, have some fun. Yeah. Yesterday, Brittany asked me, she's watching the end of that Portland game, a classic finish. What a great comeback by Golden State. But she's watching and she goes, "Why does that one guy have really green shoes, like the hot green shoes for Damian Lillard?" Yeah. And I was like, because that means he's really cool and he has a lot of money. Because somebody said, you know what?
He gets paid a lot of money to wear those shoes.
You look like you just got out of a bath in Chernobyl, and you know what? He's going to be okay. But he wears those because somebody paid him a lot to wear them.
The lights go out in the arena. They just hang them in the rafters and they can still play.
It's a glow. It's for EDM concerts afterwards. He just does like a tap dance and everybody laughs. But I think it's funny because watching a lot of these players and these athletes, it's only funny when you're talking about the tickets, though, when it works out in the end.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is last year during the draft, it was a Facebook Live kind of thing with millions to watch Baker Mayfield and the family. And Baker Mayfield had moved up the draft board. Remember, he was trying to petition to your Miami Dolphins, as billions have, about drafting me, and usually it'll be a Cleo Lemon. And the thing was, he was like, hey, I want to go to South Beach. He moved from going up from a third rounder all the way to being the number 1 overall pick. And this was a guy who was an Uber driver at Texas Tech playing intramural football and got a chance to transfer, go to Oklahoma, win the Heisman Trophy, and go to a college football playoff. And even in defeat, there are things in sports where even in defeat, you prove your worth. And nobody felt that Baker Mayfield was crushed or didn't prove himself when they lost to Georgia 54-48 in overtime because the defense couldn't stop anybody. When you put up 48 points against a Georgia Bulldog defense, it's not like you had a bad day in the sun.
Right.
So it wasn't Baker Mayfield, but they were out there, and he's waiting for the call. And he's sitting there, and he's nervous. You can tell. He's an emotional kind of guy, and he's getting ready, and he's sitting there. And then all of a sudden he gets a ring, ring, ring on the phone, and hello. This is like 30 seconds. They're on the clock. Cleveland is on the clock. And yes, Mr. Mayfield, we're not taking you. Click. And all of a sudden he's like, what? And this is all live going on. What's going on, man? That's like, who does that? First off, no GMs or anything are going to call the guy they're not drafting to kick dirt in their face. That's the most unprofessional thing ever. And it sounds like something on Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons. Like,
buddy, how'd you like to be a Miami Dolphin? Sorry, man, we're not taking you.
I just want to let you know, congratulations for not being drafted. But at the same time, it was his friend who was way back in the back who was pranking him.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, not funny. He said a couple other words that, we want to keep our license. But at the same time, then he got the real call.
Right.
And the only reason that was funny is because he still got the real call. If he wouldn't have got the call, that guy would have never seen or probably not got season tickets to any games next year from the Browns.
But do you know where the real prank plays off of that?
Which one?
When he gets the real call, he goes, you screwing with me?
Yeah.
You just never stop calling me.
You could
just
see
hangs up.
John Dorsey and last year's Hugh Jackson was the coach, but they give him a real call.
Yeah.
Blank you.
Yeah.
What, excuse? All right. Well,
it's like that commercial. No, I hate you. Just where he's doing the job interview. Yeah.
Psst, we're going with Josh Allen now. All of a sudden, there's been a reversal. You see, like Mel Kiper and all them with the pick. Roger Goodell looks at it and he gets the word in his earpiece.
Yeah.
There's been a change. They rip up. Yeah. Apparently, the guy cursed out the owners, and he's not going to be the pick now. I thought it was a joke.
Probably not the first in NFL history, though. That's the sad thing.
Can't be worse than the Laramie Tunsil Agent Orange looking out of a Hostel movie with a Confederate flag and a bong rip thing going on there that went viral. And the best was, like, nobody had any clue what to do with that. They're like, well, Tunsil could be one, but there's this video going, and we'd all seen it. They'd shown it like 15 times. And it was the most ridiculous thing. Now, it shouldn't make this guy a worse person. It just was a ridiculous video. There's some times when you do something real stupid, and it's going to be with you for life. There's nothing you can do. And thank you to the good Lord, there was no social media or smartphones when I was in college. So it's for everybody. There was never $58 worth of Taco Bell scattered in my car, and it took 2 days to find my car in a parking garage. That never happened. Sometimes things happen, and you move on. But thank God there was no cameras or no social media videos at that time.
Here's the thing with Laramie Tunsil, though. He was drafted by the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
He still took him relatively high in the first round. if one of his teammates, one of his veteran teammates on Halloween did not show up to like the stadium or the workout facility with that mask on or a similar mask to mess with him, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
That is pretty ridiculous. That video, I laughed. Like I said, is it something in it? It looked a lot worse than it was.
Yeah.
It looked like something where, one of those movies with Rob Zombie that nobody, even like the most sickos, like look away. Yeah. So in this case, but I'm sitting there watching, and I felt the heart for him. So he goes to your Dolphins. You got a steal at that spot. So it was a good. This year it happened again. You guys got a pretty good steal. Didn't you draft? Who'd you end up getting later on outside of the first round? That was another steal. They got another guy late into the draft. That was a huge steal to me. That shouldn't have fallen.
Quarterback,
It was. But when you look right now at some of the things going on with, like you were saying, with the tickets, it's only cool because they got Luke Combs tickets.
Right.
If they didn't, shame on you for messing.
I would never mess with
I heard you
anybody
yell
like that,
Jordan Davis song right there, and then it flipped over. I was listening. I'm always listening.
did do that. I was guilty of that.
But that's funny. It's all right. It didn't hurt anybody. Then you said it was Luke Combs, and you can't win the lookalike contest. But I guess some people are really going to town on that.
They are going to town. We're getting a lot of submissions on our website. So if you look like
Yeah.
Luke Combs, you want to go to this concert, submit a photo of yourself, catcountry987.com, and you can win some tickets.
It should be a lot of fun. Taking a look at some of the other things going on right now. Well, Tiger Woods, it looks like he will be able to party, ladies, if you're in New York and you want a lawsuit and $1 billion. I'm just playing. But Tiger Woods at this point, it looks like we'll be having more time to hang out and just enjoy what Tiger Woods does. But I don't think he's going to be making the cut at this point. It's very close, but Tiger Woods right now, the cut line is sitting at 3 over. Now, Tiger Woods at this point is now 5 over, and he has 2 holes left. So unless, hey, look, hole out there. How funny would that be? Like one of those moments you put the Rudy music, like da 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 da, for a guy to hole out to make a cut. It's like, yeah, doesn't mean it. It's like the Ricky Bobby. It's like, well, that was an incredible finish. They got out of the car. It's completely illegal, and they're both disqualified. But it'd be one of those like you hold out to make a cut just to waste a couple more minutes around it. Look, he's not going to make the cut. Either is one of the guys that we always keep our eye on, and it looks like we're keeping an eye right now. Bethpage Black, by the way, if you've never played or seen Bethpage Black, it is probably the toughest course in America. It is, and it's not unfair. That's the difference. Is sometimes golf can be unfair. When you watch Pinehurst, the one Payne Stewart beat Phil Mickelson, and it was like the ball would hit up there, and it was one of those kind of games where you're trying to, all of a sudden, just everything funnels down into it, and you're like, those putt-putt courses that are volcanic in shape, where you have to make it in the top of the hole, or it's gonna take 16 putts. It's either you're in or out kind of thing. And for Pinehurst, you would knock a ball at an inch, and they would be like waving at the people doing the little golf clap and all, and then all of a sudden the ball would just roll back down by their feet and go down. John Daly got an 18 on one of those holes. This course is not like that. It's just tough. It's long, tough rough. The greens are fast. Bubba Watson, though, our very own right here, 2-time Masters champion, it doesn't look like we'll make the cut either. He made a good, valid effort today. He's on 18 right now. And he also, if he can eagle, has a shot. He's at 5 over. And then you have Jordan Spieth and Adam Scott, Dustin Johnson. They're all sitting there 5, 4 under. They're in the mix. But this is pretty much, it's going to be a weekend of just watching Brooks Koepka. And I don't like when guys like this are just dominating. Now, Brooks Koepka, a Florida State player, I think he is the, when it comes to majors, right now, is the best golfer in the world.
Yeah.
He's the best golfer in the world at the big tournament. Every time he gets there, he's the defending champion. He goes out there, wins big tournaments. If he's close to the lead, he's going to win it. That was even more of a shocker when he won Tiger won the Masters, because Brooks Koepka was second at that time. But Koepka right now, what we're going to be rooting for, the average golfer that might be turning in because it looks like Tiger, looks like Bubba is not going to be there, what we're going to be rooting for is for a disaster, because most people want to see something close. Nobody loves, outside of just Brooks Koepka fans, watching a guy win by 13, 14 shots, because there's no intrigue, Matt Davis, Matt Wallace holds out for an eagle to get 13 back, everybody. Like fist pumping, like, all right, dude, congrats.
Right.
If you're not first, you're last. But that's what Ricky Bobby's dad said. Brooks Koepka, though, is 12 under today. 5 under today. He shot 7 under yesterday, and overall is sitting there at 12 under par. So doing a great job, and pretty incredible to think this guy. He has it all and has that kind of game, and he's stoic in his demeanor too.
Right.
You don't mess with him.
Yeah.
I think the guy from Happy Gilmore could drive the Volkswagen Beetle onto the course and try to take him out, and then try to get some sizzler with a shooter afterwards, and Brooks Koepka wouldn't even notice. Would not even notice at all. Chubb's made of wood, real sturdy. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more about what's going on right now. Blue Wahoos baseball tonight. Beautiful night to get to the ballpark. It is Dilly Dilly night. You can get yourself a number 1 Bud Light fan hand right there. Those are always fun, the fan hands.
Yeah.
They're cooler if you're winning the game. So hopefully if you're holding the number 1 and you get beat 7-0, that's not cool. But so Wahoos win tonight. They have the best record in the Southern League, and they'll be in action against the Mobile Bay Bears in their final year as a team. And looking forward to that game coming up at 6:35 right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
Plate for the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Life isn't that great, but if you're hitting up 200 before the Wahoos games, things can't get much better. 200 South is your Blue Wahoos pre-party destination. Grab an ice-cold draft with the best selection in town at World of Beer. Relax in the most hoppin' spot at Blend Lounge. Or grab a quick bite to eat at Graffiti Pizza or Taco Aguave before the game. 200 South Palafox in downtown Pensacola. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks are all right, but a slice and an ice-cold draft, now that's a home run.
This summer, take the road trip to complete your baseball stadium bucket list.
And when you do, stay at La Quinta by Wyndham Hotels,
where you can now earn and redeem Wyndham Rewards points at La Quinta and thousands of other Wyndham Rewards properties worldwide.
Plus, free Bright Side breakfast and the free high-speed Wi-Fi so you can stay in the work zone while you're away.
Well, with perks like these, you're going, gone.
Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you triumph.
Book direct at LQ.com.
Springtime is almost here. It's the perfect time to tackle the next job on your list. And AutoZone has the free services to help you do it. With the AutoZone Rewards program, members get more, like a $20 reward every time you spend $20 or more 5 times. And right now, get 5 quarts of Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for $17.99 after a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail. Let us help you at more than 5,600 locations nationwide. See terms at AutoZone.com/rewards. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
ESPN Pensacola 94.5 is all sports all the time. Talk football year-round with local sports legend Coach K. From quarterbacking the Pensacola High Tigers to coaching the Buffalo Bills, Coach K's life has been all about the game, the teams, the players, and the coaches. Talk football with Coach K at noon on ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
Welcome back to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5 and on Blab TV. For the people watching right now, clearly you get a football here. It's a New England Patriot football, and Jordan, it clearly has a lot of air in it right there.
As a
lot of air.
Dolphin fan, my hand is burning right now. It is burning. So I'm going to set that down right there.
Even that football couldn't have helped Jay Cutler last year. Come on now.
No.
Yeah. What did you think, by the way, when Jay Cutler, when they made, remember Nike had the Just Do It campaign forever? Yeah. That was the best one. It had Jay Cutler with a cigarette, and he said, "Just do it or not. Yeah. I don't care. Either way, I'm going to lose."
That play where they split him out to the receiver position still haunts me.
He's just got one of those faces, and it goes to the movie, the old school movie when he's like, I don't know. He's like, Will Ferrell's like, "Can I do something to help this?" He's like, "Nah, I just don't like your face, man.
Right,
It's nothing you can do. It's just I want to punch you. Like I can't do anything about your face." And the thing is, with Jay Cutler, he's got one of those faces that when he makes a bad play, because Lord knows he's thrown some interceptions in his career, and he was a gunslinger. He is the epitome of guys that are just going to throw the ball, whether you're standing in the way or not, and it might go for an interception, it might go for a touchdown, and he's going to do that. So he makes some crazy, awesome plays when he played for Denver, when he played for Chicago, but then he makes those ones that will ruin a game. And the great ones, if you look at it, and that's one of the things with Patrick Mahomes, too, if you look back. Patrick Mahomes to me, was the most dominant quarterback last year.
Yeah.
He was the most. I mean, there was games where you just sat back. That game against Indy, I mean, he did whatever he wanted. He toyed with them. The way he threw the sidearm lasers to Travis Kelce, the way he was moving and he could get out of the huddle and break plays. But Tom Brady, you knew, was not going to throw a pick. Tom Brady wasn't going to. It would have been. Tom Brady had a couple moments, but usually when he threw a pick, it was like the wide receiver popped out of his hands and the cornerback was standing there. Like very few times has Tom Brady ever looked for a screen pass and overthrew him, Blake Bortles style, into the other guy's hands.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is when you're when you're the greats of the great, the Joe Montanas, the John Elways, you can't ruin a game for your team either. You don't always have to win it, but you can't ruin the game for your team. And that's the one thing. Patrick Mahomes made all the plays, but he still has that possibility where he'll have the 4 touchdown and 3 interception games because they rely on him so much. And with Jay Cutler, I mean, he was the epitome of that. He could have 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions, then 4 touchdowns, no interceptions the next game. There was no consistency. But he had one of those faces that when he made the bad play, like in the Bears when he ruined that game when they had the shot, he just looked like well, going home to one of the girls, I think, one of those cool shows named Kristen. Like this, man, I'm cool. I'm awesome. And he's not the worst of guys, but he looks like the worst of guys. He looks like he has that face. And in sports, sometimes that stinks because we judge by demeanor. It's like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is awesome. He's ridiculously awesome. He's pretty much Toronto couldn't get over the hump forever. And then he comes over to Toronto, and they win because of his shot literally at the buzzer in Game 7. All tied, and he makes it with no seconds left and calls it. But then afterwards, they're like, Kawhi, what do you think? The energy level over in Toronto is drinking Molson. They're having a good time. And then all of a sudden, you look over to him, and he's like, yeah. And then the first thing out of his mouth is, it's sort of a Debbie Downer. It was like, yeah, but I turned the ball over with 3 minutes left. And, I was thinking of that. I just wanted to try to find a way to get out of that. That 3-minute turnover, man, was. And you're like, you just won the game, man. Be like throwing confetti with people. This is your chance to shine. And which I like the mentality of always trying to get better. I like that. Then the guy's like, it's all about me. Or Odell Beckham saying, we're Super Bowl champs. When you make the playoffs first, buddy. But it comes down to when you look at athletes, sometimes they just have those that demeanor, like they don't care. When they can.
Yeah.
Cutler's just one of those. He was the guy that just seemed like he gave a you know what, a rat's. I guess I could say the word rats, and I could probably say the other, but I'm just going to say a rat's behind about the whole game.
Tuchus.
The rat's tuchus, a ratatouille.
Yeah.
You gave a big fat ratatouille to people right there. Looking at the games going on right now. Tonight, you've got Toronto and Milwaukee. Does Toronto get back in it and tie the series up at 1?
I think they do. I mean, they had an opportunity. They should have probably won Game 1. I think they tie it up tonight.
Okay. I'm going to go. I think the world is feeling that after Game 1. Yeah. I think Milwaukee goes out and wallops them because of that. And I don't think – and it's fine because you can go back to Toronto and win and everything's okay. But usually basketball is the reverse. When a team expects everybody to be good. Remember, Milwaukee lost the first game by 30 right there, and everybody's like, well, Boston's got the veterans. They've been there. Then they come back and win 4 straight, and it was over. I think Milwaukee, Giannis didn't really stand out. They had Brook Lopez just went off. I mean, he was shooting from everywhere, 7'1", making it. Have you ever heard him talk, by the way? I did an interview with him in Orlando, him and his brother.
I've attempted to hear him talk.
He's the biggest. He's actually really smart. Went to Stanford. Very, very intellectually sound. But his interview, whoa, man, I got these guys. The way he talks, it's hilarious. He's like a big California bra surfer, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I can make a shot. It doesn't look like it. Sort of like when Patrick Mahomes is like, well, I got Tyreek Hill over the middle, and then I can find here, and I really like ketchup. Ketchup's good on a lot of things, and, Andy Reid's always funny, and there's people with the stashes and the weight, you're like, that you're expecting, yeah, man, I'm the quarterback of this. You're, expecting a little cool cat, and he, Boomhauer, one of the guys from King of the Hill.
Dangle man, total football man across the middle.
That's same with him. This big guy, towering 7'1", 240 guy, and Brook Lopez, and he's like, well, yeah, brah, gotta get out there, another far-out shot, man. Nothing like what he is. But overall, it's going to be a fun game. I do think that Milwaukee ends up taking it, and we'll go up in this one. Did you? The Golden State one last night, did you end up watching the end of it right there?
I did watch a little bit of it, yeah. And I think that this series is done. I think Golden State's up 2-0. I said it when they were with Houston. If Golden State goes up 2-0, they win the series. I think Golden State's going to win this. Doesn't really affect from what I thought. I thought Golden State, if they got past Houston, they would make it to the NBA Finals. So that doesn't really change anything from what I thought would happen, but I thought it'd be a little bit tougher of a test for them in the Western Conference Finals. But now that they're up 2-0, Steph Curry played really well last night, and he's stepping up for this team. I think that they can continue to roll even without KD.
Looking right now at some local news, UWF is they're feeling the flow right now. A 4-run sixth has the softball team super regional champions right there, and I know your alma mater doing a great job right there. A big comeback win over Florida Tech. That school was right down the road. I actually used to help run their basketball camp, so it's not saying much. They've gotten a lot better at sports since having invited me into the gym to run the show with Coach Chris Olson, who took over for Andy Russo, who was Karl Malone's coach. It's in Melbourne, Florida. It's a block from Melbourne Central Catholic,
right.
And they're one of those kind of schools that has been a battle. They actually have a rivalry now with UWF in football, and I think this was a huge win, 6-run inning to come back and get it done. That's pretty awesome.
It is, and it's nice to hear that they've now advanced to the next round of the NCAA tournament. Baseball is currently playing in the regionals. They were taking on Tampa today. So, both UWF softball and baseball in the NCAA tournament right now doing really good jobs, too.
Yeah, super regional champions right there in softball and in baseball. We're going to keep an eye on Coach Jeff Coates' team as they're opening up right there with a nice wild win against Nova Southeastern, and that was a 5-4 victory, getting it done right there as they are now 37-16 on the year and doing a great job overall. We'll keep you posted. UWF athletics, baseball and softball, both top 10 this season, and doing a great job. And it looks like UWF women's team has a chance. They could win it all. I mean, they could win it all. And pretty exciting to see. Looking right now at some NCAA news, Dabo's dismissing the potential future talk of Bama, and why? Why would you even at this point go down that path? You just signed a 10-year contract, and not worth like a couple dollars. You're $93 million. $93 million. Now, even when you have that even number and you don't mess with people that might have dropped out of high school, 93. Dun, 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 dun. No calculator needed. 9.3 per year. That's pretty decent money. You take all the taxes you want, you're still living the good life right there. He's winning championships. Look, they are the defending champions. They're getting Sunshine and Trevor Lawrence back for at least 1 or 2 more years, based on if he wants to go play like Canadian football or go overseas. But he's going to stay more than likely if he stays healthy. That's right. That's true. That is true. But at this point, based on the rule that you have to stay 3 years. Remember, Trevor Lawrence didn't finish an entire season last year. He was a true freshman. Remember the first game against Syracuse when he came in and people were like, ooh, yeah, I don't know about that. He suffered that shoulder injury and had to leave the game, and people were like, well, that's guess they got to get on the phone and get Kelly Bryant back out here. And then like the next week they were like, this guy's pretty decent. Then he played Florida State, which, everybody we were out there at the fair watching that game, and everybody's like, people walking by like, is that a real score? I'm like, yeah, 63-3, I think. That's real right there, or whatever it was, but it was terrible. And at this point, you expect, with Lawrence back, with Justin Ross, with that team, even though they lost a lot of guys on the defensive line, they're going to lock and reload. They're pretty much Bama 2.0 right now, what they're doing. And they're the champions. When I say that, if you're a Clemson fan, you're the champion.
Let's say Nick Saban retires in 5 years. In that 5-year stretch, Dabo Swinney wins 3 national titles at Clemson. The pressure he would have on him at Clemson to win another national title would be nowhere close than the pressure he would have to continue what Nick Saban has started at Alabama. So it would be a very pressury situation. It would be a very, very tough situation for him to take over if he left Clemson to go to Alabama. And why would you leave Clemson to go to Alabama? I get it. It's Alabama. It's the premier football school in college football. Bear Bryant, Gene Stallings, Nick Saban. Why not join that list and be one of the top-tier coaches at the University of Alabama? There's no guarantee he's going to be that, though. I mean, look at the SEC. The SEC is continuing to get better. I think Jeremy Pruitt's going to do some good things at Tennessee. Look at what Kirby Smart's doing at Georgia, Dan Mullen at Florida. I think you're going to start to see even Coach Orgeron at LSU. Gus Malzahn's probably going to be out this year at Auburn if they get the right coach in there. Been rumors that maybe Lane Kiffin could be the guy. I don't think that's the right lane to be in, but I think the SEC is going to get better, and by the point that Dabo would enter the SEC, that'd be a tough conference to be playing in. So I think he stays at Clemson regardless of whatever happens at Alabama.
Yeah, and it's not going to be a year. The ACC had that one year where they jumped up, and they were just as good as the SEC pretty much for that year, just based on how good Florida State was. It was when Jimbo and them, before the 6-6 squad, but when they were still in the national title hunt, and you had a couple really, really good teams. Right now, that's not the case. It is the SEC is, once again, the most dominant conference, but Clemson is really, really good. And I think we need to just dismiss that you can be somebody that's a really good football team and not have to play in the SEC conference. And what I mean is Ohio State has had some teams that have been there. When they went out and they won the national title, they were good enough. The difference was there has been other times where the guys weren't that way. And just because they were in the Big Ten and they were number one did not make them the best. And we got to accept that. And we got to understand that you got to watch the teams play, like everything. Use your two eyes, and then we can judge after that. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more on this Dabo Swinney case. We'll get to some local news. 6:35, we'll send out to the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. And Chris Garagiola coming up here with first pitch against the Mobile Bay Bears. It's Dilly Dilly night at the ballpark right here in the Sports Drive.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
At Merrick, we know dogs are in charge. So our dog foods start with deboned meat, poultry, or fish, and Sorry. Coming! Here's your ducky. And because real whole foods are better for your dog, each Merrick recipe is packed with whole fruits and vegetables. Excuse me. You want to go out right now? Okay. Dogs are in charge. Serve them well. Merrick. Available at Petco!
ESPN Pensacola has you covered from the national and local levels. From Golick and Wingo to the Sports Drive, the Paul Feinbaum Show to talk football with Coach K, we have it all. It's the latest and best in sports talk radio, making us Pensacola's hometown sports network. ESPN Pensacola 94.5, also on HD radio at HD2 98.7 WICT, and streaming online at our website at ESPNpensacola.com.
Experienced truck drivers. Are you searching for a company that will let you pick the kind of driving job you want? At Schneider, professionals personalize their careers by choosing from 38 different types of driving positions. That means a better career to fit your lifestyle. If you want even more choice, Schneider drivers can also choose from over 50 unique dedicated accounts. Enjoy experienced driver pay, the respect you deserve, and choices that only Schneider can offer. Find out for yourself at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Let's face it, in life, there is no free lunch. Are you prepared? Do you have a plan? Who can you trust?
You can trust the NFCC, the nation's largest nonprofit network of credit counseling and financial education organizations. Our certified professionals will help you learn basic financial skills and give you the tools to meet financial challenges with confidence. Come learn with us at nfcc.org.
It's your money. Get smart about it.
A public service from the NFCC.
The year was 1919. Barbasol shaving cream was invented by a dreamer named Frank Shields. The world's first modern shave cream, Barbasol changed the face of shaving forever. A few billion shaves later, Frank's dream lives on. Behind every face is a dream. Barbasol proudly salutes every fearless, self-assured, wide-eyed dreamer all across America. Celebrating 100 years. Barbasol.
And welcome back to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5, simulcast on Blab TV. You can catch us each and every evening from 5 to 7, and then Jordan on 98.7 right there, Cat Country, having a chance to check out and have Luke Combs rolling through his head. Getting ready for that, by the way. It's pretty exciting. I felt like it was like I was like Publishers Clearinghouse when I told Brittany, because I went down and Mary, for the folks, you can only win the tickets. So we got call in, and when they won them, it was like, like when, it was like one of those kind of things. When the people win them, it's like Publishers Clearinghouse when you see the people win. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
there's
cool. Some words that you have to edit out when you go to play the winner. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They get a little too excited.
There was a girl downstairs earlier that was in it, and you could tell the demeanor, body language.
Yeah.
I mean, she was like,
we had somebody come in
like
the other day
the
for
dog.
tickets. Yeah, we had somebody
it's
come in
bacon! One of those commercials right there.
Somebody come in for tickets the other day, forgot to wear shoes. They were so excited to pick them up.
That's a personal problem right there. I think that's.
I forgot my shoes at home, man. I was so excited.
Homeless people have phones too. Looking right now at by the way, a couple days ago, a word of advice for panhandlers: you're probably not listening to this because you probably don't have a radio, but this guy might, because this guy was sitting there with a cell phone and a Bluetooth. While he was, no joke, he had the wire down there attached to his phone on a Bluetooth with a sign that says "Need help." Not giving a guy with the Bluetooth $1.
He needs help hooking up his Bluetooth. That's what he needs help with.
Yeah, I'll unhook it for him and throw it into the lake, and then maybe somebody will give him a couple bucks to buy another Bluetooth and con people. Looking right now at what's going on with. By the way, I'm not going to get into that spiel. No, we don't have time for that. I'm going to say, for people that are asking for $1 on the side, please feel free to give me a call. Today I was supposed to cut my backyard, did not have time, obviously, because we've been working all day. So if you'd like to make $20, give me a call afterwards, and we can get that done. Looking right now at what's going on with some of the things in college football. One of the guys that really, with 100 days left, that I think is going to be the most intriguing, polarizing, and you can weigh in. 972-1945 is the number. That's 972-1945. Jordan, the most intriguing player going into the 2019 season, I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts. And just because he's transferring from one big dog to the next big dog and a completely different conference, both conferences don't like each other. Both teams just played each other in the college football playoff. And now he has a chance, and a lot of people are giving him the old narrative. Well, you don't have the support of Alabama, and you don't throw the ball in a system with Lincoln Riley that's more about the air raid attack. So at this point, and I'm not disagreeing with a lot of that. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be, as elite of the elite, but he's a hell of an athlete and the opportunity to play. Jalen Hurts is my pick right now for the most intriguing player going into the season.
I would definitely agree with you on that, because here's the thing. You talk about him not being able to throw the ball that well. He's maybe not that elite type